Hi, I'm Kim.
I'm Brad.
We're 6260 Haunted, California, and today we're going to be talking about Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights 2021.
Yeah, so it's back. We're excited.
Yay!
This is one of Kim's favorite things to go to.
It is, and we're going to share with you lots of new information that's just coming out and how to make the most of your evening.
So we'll call it Things You Need to Know Before You Go. Let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so first we're going to talk about what mazes and kind of entertainment to expect.
Yeah, so the first mazes that we're going to go over have already been announced, but of course everybody wants to know what they are.
The first one's The House on Haunting Hill, which is a Netflix series.
And we haven't seen that yet, so comment down below if it's worth watching it, because we might have to watch this before we go.
Yeah, we'll watch it, because definitely I think that makes the whole experience better if you've seen the films.
And then the next one is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
An oldie but goodie.
And then talking about oldies but goodies, The Exorcist.
Okay, this is going to be based on the original 1973 film. And I'm not going to lie, that one kind of freaks me out a bit.
The one where her head's turning around and she's puking everywhere.
Ew.
That's all I think about The Exorcist.
Right? But yeah, that's kind of, I really hope we don't, yeah, that's gross.
Okay, and another one is Universal Monsters. The Bride of Frankenstein Lives.
Okay, so this is going to be based on classic horror films, probably more along the Frankenstein, older versions. They've done things like this in the past. I'm hoping they have a really good twist on it this year.
And these are kind of cool because these go back to the old age of the black and white horror films.
So that'll be interesting to see how they play on that.
And then, of course, the next one is one of Kim's favorites from 2019.
The Curse of Pandora's Box. That was awesome in 2019. I can't wait to see what they do for 2021. So that is definitely what we've known up till now. And it's just breaking.
Yeah, so we just got this, and this list is up to date as today of filming, and we just got this morning. Mm-hmm. So there are the new announcements. The Tear Tram, The Ultimate Purge.
Based on the Purge movies. I'll be honest, that's another one we need to watch.
Yeah. And then Halloween.
And it's basically going to be based mostly on Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers. I like Halloween films, so that should be a really, really good one.
Well, of course, it's based on the ultimate scream queen, Jamie Lee Curtis.
And of course, they've done Halloween mazes before, and they've been pretty good. So I'm excited to see what they do.
And then they're bringing back something that's been missing from regular Universal that they've had in years past. The Walking Dead.
So it's ending this season, so it's not surprising to see it on the list. I'm definitely excited to see what that brings.
Yeah. So, and then another new show is Jabberwocky.
So this is going to be a high-energy, horror-themed special effects and dance show. We've never seen Jabberwockies.
I know, in all the years we've gone to Vegas, we've seen the advertisements for it, and we just never did it. So
because we're always running from one place to another. And they've had it at Halloween Horror Nights before. But once again, sometimes it's hard to get through all the mazes. And that just seems to be kind of the last thing we've tried to do. But we want to go this year.
Well, let's give you more information on that here a little bit later. Hi, everybody. Wouldn't you know it, as soon as we got done filming and I started video editing, Universal has announced 3 new scare zones. And we want to make sure we include them into our film. The first one is the Chainsaw Rangers. The second scare zone is Demon City, and the third is Universal Monsters Silver Screen Queens. So, let's get back to it. So, let's go over the dates that they announced for Halloween Horror Nights.
So, this year it's going to be September 9th through October 31st. So, that's kind of a really exciting time. It's going to be here soon, less than a month away.
Yeah, especially after a year being gone.
I know.
It's been crazy. So, and they'll also let you know, just some backside information, is that actually last year they had all the mazes built and everything ready to go.
And they had to tear it all down.
Yeah. So it's something we found out on our talks with the team members at Universal. So let's go ahead and go with what it is going to cost you to get in.
Okay, so general admission is $69 to $99. Annual pass members will get discounts. And also, annual pass members will get an hour early entry. So they can get in at 6 o'clock versus 7 o'clock. And the select mazes will open at 6:15.
And let you know, those prices depend on what night it is. If it's a weekend, if it's going to be a popular night. Of course, more weekends and popular nights that are going to be more toward that $99. The weekdays that are kind of less popular. In
So
the
like
beginning,
Thursdays and Sundays.
will be more than that $69. And that's the reason for that is because of the hours they're running.
Okay, so I talked to team members today. It's not released on the website, but they're speculating the Thursday and Sunday hours will be from 7 p.m. till either 1 o'clock in the morning. And then the Friday and Saturdays, they'll be 7 p.m. to either 1 a.m. or 2 a.m.
So it kind of just depends on, right now, they're probably finalizing those details of what they need to do for staying open late because Universal Studios Hollywood usually has to close a little bit earlier because of the neighbors.
So that's just something to be aware of. We can't wait. We are hoping that we're going to get that 2 a.m. time, but we won't know.
Yep. And hopefully for everybody else, because it is tough to get through some of these mazes. And another thing to know about, talking about being tough through all the mazes, Universal Express, it will be available.
So the one time through every maze or one time at a show is $189 to $279 based on the dates that you go.
That also includes your admission into Halloween Horror Nights. So, hey, that's...
Yeah,
good,
yeah, so that's a good... So it's the ticket plus the front of the line. So you'll have to buy them separately.
Yeah, and that's kind of a good deal, really, to get through all that. Because what we've seen in the past with the mazes, some of those mazes can get up to a couple hours wait.
An hour to 2 hour wait for some of them.
And unfortunately, we have to base it off of what we've seen in 2019 and earlier, because we don't know what to truly expect for lines this year because of everything going on.
Okay, so there's also something called an unlimited express pass, which means that you can go unlimited amount of times to each maze or show or rides that are available. That's $229 to $319 based on what date you go.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, that'd be going through a lot of mazes.
At that point, I almost kind of feel like you should just go to the next category,
which is the really expensive, well, kind of expensive one.
But we're going to get into what it all includes.
Yes, and that is the RIP tour.
So that is like the VIP during the day, but it's RIP because it's special to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes.
So it's $299 all the way up to $439. It includes unlimited front of the line pass. It has a guided tour to all the mazes, so you get right into the maze, except for, I think last year it was the Curse of Pandora's.
It wasn't last year.
Or 2 years ago, sorry, last time we went. That skipped year. It was the Curse of Pandora's box. We had to wait a little bit extra because of the way the line was designed.
Yeah, that was just because they had it on a hill, so you had to kind of do some ramps to get up it, and they got us the closest possible they could to the front of the entrance.
Yeah. Okay, so they also have a tour exclusive photo opportunity. They don't say what it is. One year we went, it was with one-on-one photos with Norman on the Bates Hotel.
Yeah, and if you really want to know a little bit more what it might be like, we're going to link our video from 2019 down below. It kind of give you a general idea of what the RIP tour is.
But it also is good for, we put lots of video of different mazes without running them, but just enough to give you an idea what the event is like,
okay.
So you could see.
And then what also is included with the RIP tour is one of our favorite things. Oh, maybe not this year though, too. I don't know. Valet parking.
Okay, so that's what makes you happy.
Well, I don't have to park the car. I mean, that makes me happy.
I also like the fact that they include a pre-tour gourmet dinner. That's kind of nice because food can be costly.
Yeah, and it's actually a nice time to sit down and just have dinner and that relaxing time right before you go through all the screams.
Well, you know what? I did talk to team members today, and they said they work at some point into your tour. Sometimes they have to adjust based on timing, and sometimes they do it later. So that's something to take into consideration. Because when you book the RIP tour, you put what time you want your tour to be at.
And here's one of the other things to know is the RIP tour right now for the opening, some of the dates are actually already filling up.
Yeah.
And we were on the phone, and of course, we are going to go on the RIP tour.
Okay, so the online tickets for that, on some mazes are also going to get the 6 p.m. early event admission, so not all the mazes are going to be open, and you don't have to be an annual pass member to get it. You could also be a member of the RIP tour. And also it comes with a RIP exclusive lanyard and credential. This was ours from 2019, and it came with this lovely lanyard.
You got blood stains on it.
It's Halloween Horror Nights. If it didn't, I'd be worried. So the way they know about this is they scan the tickets to go in when you get to the front line.
Yeah, and then they put a date on there so they know what days. It's all computerized. Yeah. So
And of course, they saying they're going to have some kind of backlot experience. It's exclusive to the RIP tour. Previously, we've done 2 of those type experiences.
yeah, those were really cool.
They were awesome.
And one of them, I think my favorite's when we went to Amityville.
Amityville, so right where they do the Jaws, if you go across the ocean to where they have those housing, they did like a whole story and they tied it into Halloween, and you also kind of got to walk around those sets a little bit, so that was cool.
So yeah, we are doing the RIP tour this year, and we'll link that video down below once we do it. Obviously, we're going to let you know what we experience and everything to expect there.
And you could look at when we end up doing that after we go, so that'll be early September, is that versus the 2019. You could see what changes are.
Yep.
And also, the other behind the stage we did was we got to go to Western Street, and we got to go inside the buildings, and they did a whole haunted.
Yeah, that was really cool. So we don't know what to expect this year, but we're excited to see what happens.
So there's also the old, what they call a frequent fear pass. If you just love Halloween Horror Nights like we do, they have a $199 ticket that will get you 26 admission dates, but it's like pre-selected, but you could go anytime on those dates. And if that's not enough, for 32 nights of this, they have what's called an Ultimate Fear Pass, and it's $329. You could go every single night. The only thing to know about these is they don't get you front of line pass or like the Universal Express pass. It's like a general admission, but just able to go all those nights.
And that might be, if you're really into this and you really want to study the...
Maybe you're a film buff, maybe you're a horror buff, and those are your kind of thing.
Or maybe you want to go just a few times and split it up because you're not going to have times to stay up that late because some people work.
Yeah, or you just want to take it in kind of sections. That's a good way to break it up.
Like we said, that we've seen lines up to 2 hours. So what hours are going to be open? It could be hard to get all these into that time.
All right, and then there's one last option is for those of us that are grandfathered in as Platinum Pass holders. We're grandfathered in because you cannot buy them right now. So it's kind of been an on and off thing. They kind of popped up for a few weeks this summer. You might want to keep looking if you're just kind of interested in that. It includes on select nights, 1 admission for a Halloween horror night per this Halloween season.
So those nights are pre-selected for you, but the good thing is you do not have to reserve a ticket.
And you can even go on the sold out night. So if you want to go opening night, Halloween night, you just show up. You don't have to make a reservation. I've confirmed this with team members at guest services. This is correct.
Wait.
You just show up.
They have Halloween night available?
They have Halloween night available. Even if it's sold out to the general public, you can still go if you're a Platinum Pass, annual pass.
That's a great perk. It's actually really nice that they do that. I mean,
because that's the most expensive night.
And you think that would be the night that they would not want to have that open. But hey, that's cool. They do that for the Platinum members.
So you could just go to the turnstiles, they scan it, you go. This will not include a front of the line pass, like the Universal Express pass, a one-time use, like we're used to getting during the days. This is like a general admission ticket. Hey, I don't...
Good, bad.
Hey, it's a free ticket.
Yeah, and we're going to be testing that theory out as well.
Yeah, so we're going to do that whole thing. We're going to go up one night, no reservation. We'll pick a busy night, and we'll just go.
And we'll see how it goes. And also, we're going to be bringing Hayden with us, who is our 14-year-old son. And so we're also going to do a video on that, how a
teen responds.
Yeah, and the thing is to know about the ages that are recommended is 13 and up.
However, I've seen the RIP tour says 5 years old and up. Okay. All right, here's something to know. In the history of the Halloween Horror Nights, I've gone when I was in high school. I've gone as early 20s. I've gone as a parent, etc.
Well, you're not going to say your age now?
No, I'm not saying my age. But they have toned it down. I mean, previously, I actually hurled a park bench because I was being chased by a scare actor in the scare zone.
Yeah, so it has toned down quite a bit since I've been going with Kim, and you know, I can see that 13-year-old, but a little bit younger than
that. Before they used to use a lot more language. They used to make it a lot more gory and inappropriate.
Chucky had no bad language.
It's called Chucky's Insult Emporium. That was definitely not for kids. That was a no kids. So it depends on what you feel comfortable with Brad and I are doing the RIP tour, going ahead of time, but we're also going to be scouting out what we think is okay for Hayden to go on and what he may not like.
And then we'll also bring one after Hayden's gone to it, see what he was kind of scared of and not. He is getting to where he likes the scary movies and all that. So we'll
give his opinion too.
Yeah. So with all that, there's a lot of things going on here.
Okay, so something happened just today as of filming is California just went and updated their mask mandates. They are now saying over 10,000 people have to be masked outdoors. So that's all large events. We don't know what the capacity of Universal Studios is. Does that include the team members, the scare actors, the behind the scenes, the chefs, the people to collect your tickets, guest services, drivers, etc.? Because it could be. I don't know how many people go to that.
So be aware with the changing mask mandates going on and off and everything is go onto the app and be on the app and find out what their requirement for masks, because you may have to have a mask on the whole time, and all the team members are involved in the shows may also as well. So
we don't know what's going to happen. This is county state mandates that are going on. This is not Universal. They might be forced into something, and your tickets are non-refundable. So that might be just something to think about. If you're going to say that's going to ruin your night, then you might want to buy closer to the date that you want to go. If you're like us, if we have to wear a mask, it will not rain on our parade.
No. So another thing to know is, like we've been going through and saying, is lines can be really long.
So, yeah, one of the things is we always say download that Universal Studios app. They always have the wait line for each maze, and you might want to use that to kind of guide which way you want to go to make the most of your night.
And this might be a situation where that Universal Express Pass is totally worth it to get every maze in if you're only going one night.
So we say that because there are 7 mazes, and on top of that, you have the Terror Tram and you have Jabberwockies. It would be hard pressed on a general admission ticket to get everything done on one night. We've been there, we've experienced, we've seen it. If you're in line for 1 hour, that's 7 hours just of, not including the time you're going through the mazes, and walking and using facilities, getting something to eat or drink, shopping for the fun Halloween Horror Night merch. You may not get to get everything done, and that is a very real possibility.
Yeah, the Universal Express could be well worth it if you're only going that one night. And really, if you're trying to do it in multiple nights, it may add up to that price anyways.
It could. So you just kind of want to see what are you comfortable with? What do you, if you want to go twice, you could go back to a favorite maze, or, it just kind of depends. That's why we say for us, the RIP tour has been worth it. But even with the RIP tour, I'll tell you, last time we didn't get to do all the mazes. It came down to the last 2 mazes, and we had to pick which one our group wanted to do.
Yeah, because the RIP tour is only within a certain amount of time they do it. So
now we got it done because we got to go back and do that 7th maze when we had the unlimited express pass, so we were able to do that and get everything done. We just weren't able to do it within the tour time.
So another thing is that 6 o'clock, use that 6 o'clock early entry if you have an annual pass to your advantage.
Or the RIP tour.
Or the RIP tour. To get some of those mazes done early is great.
Yeah, and then after that, generally you want to go to the lower lot because those first ones, people just kind of tend to gravitate towards what's right in front of them.
And they're usually really busy up front, and we've seen this in years past where the top lot, I guess is the way you put it?
Yeah, the upper lots.
Upper lots.
It's upper lot.
They're really busy, but you get down to the lower lots, and they're not very busy at first.
So you might want to, and then even if one is less time but is somewhat comparable, not like a hour difference, if there's 2 in one area, you want to do those kind of close together, just because to ride those escalators up and down is time consuming.
Another advantage is if you do the lower lots first, is when you come up to the upper lots, a lot of people have already done the upper lots, and those wait times are quite a bit shorter.
Yeah, and also the other thing we would recommend is if you're not doing the RIP tour, eat before you come.
Yes.
Because you don't want to waste your time eating in the park. You might get some snacks, things like that. But generally, it feels like a waste of time when it can be hard to get onto rides. Mm-hmm. Maybe unless you have the express pass, then that might change things up a little bit. But if you're a general ticket, it would be hard to have dinner and get a lot done.
And another thing is, yes, sometimes they have some of the rides open, the regular rides for the day. It may not be advisable to go on them if you're trying to get everything done.
And then, well, to speak of that, there's actually a day and night combo ticket so that you stay in the parks and you do the rides during the day as a general admission, and general admission for evening. So you can do that. So you can do rides during the day, Halloween Horror Nights at night. That'd make for a very long day, but it would be fun. And then they, of course, have an after 2 o'clock p.m. Combo. So you could do a few rides, have your dinner, and then do the Halloween Horror Nights.
And the reason we don't have prices for those because they vary so much on dates and everything else. It's just hard to get a fixed price. Look on the app or online and find out what those prices are if you're interested in those.
So as annual pass holders, when we come back for the Platinum Pass and our general admission, we will probably come a few hours earlier, eat somewhere on Universal Studio or the City Walk, or we'll go eat somewhere in the park. We'll get that done with, and then we'll come for the event because we don't want to waste our time eating.
Obviously, with the RIP tour, we're not going to have to worry about it because we get fed by them. And another thing about the RIP tour that we were told is the earlier the times, actually, the better. You would think 5:20 would be still light out, but they're recommending actually to get the earlier tours because then you get enough time to get through everything and go back through all the mazes.
Yeah, so you might be able to get through the mazes twice because still 5:50 is still before that 6 o'clock. But you have to have the tour time to have that. But that might be eating first and then going to the mazes. I don't know.
And we'll let you know when we do our review on it this year because obviously it's going to change a little bit from 2019. So if you're finding this video helpful, please like, subscribe,
and follow along with our Ohana. So of course we're looking forward to this Halloween season at Universal Studios. We cannot wait for Halloween Horror Nights. We hope you'll come along with us. So after that, I think it's time for us to say goodbye and find your magic. Bye everyone.